Hello everyone, welcome back. Going to do another episode of Farming Simulator. Hope everyone's well. So in the last episode we finished harvesting this field here and we baled the field over there. So we're going to chuck a worker in here because this field needs to be ploughed now. If we jump into our menu and see the other two fields we own, 15 and 19, are still growing. 19's in sunflowers. We're going to have to lease a header for the harvester we've got at the moment to be able to do that. But yes, you can see both these are nice and pink, so they need ploughing up so we can get our extra 10% of our yield. So I'm going to just chuck a worker in here and set him to work. Once I get a better view of what I'm doing. There we go. And off he goes. So while he's doing that, we'll jump in this tractor here and we'll start trying to load some bales. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, admittedly, and it is the my first go at trying to do it with the new fuse with the update. In fact, I'll try and zoom in a bit so we can see a bit better, and using the joystick and the steering wheel as well, so we see how we go. Got our Marshall trailer here. So what I figure we'll do is we'll just take a handful of bales up to the pig area, and the rest we shall sell. Just get a wee bit extra coin for it. There we go. Wasn't too bad. And what I found the best thing to do, because of the way the physics are in this game, is I tend to just do one row at a time and strap them as I go, because otherwise they do tend to go flying everywhere. Now I've changed one of the control setups. In the menu here, I'll show you in the menu. It's this one here, the stop and go braking. So now I can do that, and I'll put my foot on the accelerator to stop, but it won't go forwards. I take it off and put it back on again. So it acts more like a brake rather than a sudden change in direction. And it'll help if I didn't go trying to throw the other bale off. I've deliberately parked it so the trailer is, the back end's facing downhill. Just try and centre these bales up a bit better, make it look a wee bit tidier. Don't want to be too rough. So yes, she is slow process handling the bales. Yeah, that didn't really go as planned. fact, this is just going real bad. I might just end up taking this bale off and starting over again. Yep. So this is how you don't do it. Well, you can just bugger off down the hill. We'll grab this one over here instead. So yes, it'd be a lot easier if you had the auto loading one, or the auto stacker, but they cost money, and you can do a bit more with these. These trailers, like so we've got to get our seat pallets and all that as well. There we go. We'll say that's good enough. Now, what do they have to tension? There we go. Right, at least they're not going to move. So we managed to get 2 bales on. Hardly any trouble at all. Tends to be everyone's biggest gripe is doing the bales. Admittedly, it'd be a lot easier with a square baler or square bales. But what's going on here? Okay, we don't actually have that bale on. We'll try it in cab. Might be easier. So apparently this bale just doesn't want to be picked up at all. There we go. We'll just put forks right through it. Yes. Tends to be everyone's biggest gripe. And unfortunately the only way to get around it is by right, okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, physics for the bales, absolutely rubbish. Come on. Sorry, not saying much because trying to get a bale on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. 3 bales. We'll probably only take 4 up there to the pigs, sell the rest, because they do last quite some time, and we will end up doing more wheat and barley anyway, so there we go. Yeah, we'll end up doing more wheat and barley, so we'll have plenty of straw to be able to do. Right. Next mission, try and get them off. So yeah, so there's always been a problem with the game, has always been doing any sort of front loader work involving things like bales, and hopefully the tractor gets up the hill. Bales and likes of the wall pallets and or anything with pallets. Just trying to make things work. Naturally, lots of when it comes to programming and all the physics and that can be pretty hard to get right, so hopefully they'll come up with a fix at some stage. One of the updates. Add a bit more weight to the bales would be good. Try and stop them from going everywhere as they tend to do. Alright, here's the pigs. Not that we have any pigs yet. Pull the trailer around here. Yes, not the best stacking, that's for sure. In fact, she's pretty ugly. I'm not going to lie, she is going to be pretty ugly loads. I'd like to say it's the game, but chances are a lot of it's to do with me. Get rid of those. Alright, I'm just going to put this one here. And it'll instantly go into the pen. There's only enough space for one in the pen at a time. So the rest we'll chuck in the shed. So I think you get about 6 days per bale. So we've got enough here for 24 days, which is heaps, as long as we don't take out the fence as well. Actually starting to wonder if there's going to be an easier way to load the trailer is by flipping them on the ends like that as well. I'll give it a try. Lovely. So yes, that'll give us 24 days for when we get the pigs in here. Do need to get a bit of cash so we can get the pigs. I'll probably have to do a job off screen. Well, I might try and find a small one somewhere. We'll do on screen. But at this point in time, we've actually got a fair bit to do on our own farm, so we'll stick with that at the moment. On the way down, we'll see how far our dude in the plough has gotten. Whether it's worthwhile chucking in our cultivator so he can start prepping the field for our planter. Like I said in the previous episode, that field they're ploughing at the moment, we'll chuck into grass. So we're going to need grass for our livestock as we move on with them. So how's he getting on? He looks like he could be a wee bit through it. If I could actually see him. He could well be halfway through. We'll jump over and have a look. Oh, he's actually not that far through. We'll let him carry on for now. Try it in cab again. There we go. Seems to work. Hey, this is just one of the tasks. Happens every year. Right. So not quite working as well as I was hoping it was going to work. I'll be able to just stab it from the side though. There we go. Lovely. didn't work. Yeah, so I need to work on my commentary a wee bit. Fortunately, with a task like this, I tend to be spending more time thinking about what I'm doing than talking. So I know in the last episode I said I was going to be doing a trucking video, but I decided we had quite a bit to do in here. Switch the indicator off. Before we chuck these on, we'll chuck a strap over. But yes, I decided we had a fair bit to do in this episode, in this game. And it is dragging on a wee bit. Well, you know, it's taking a while for me to get through things. So I figured I'd do another one on these, just so we can advance through. I'll see, I still need to change a few settings when it comes to my steering wheel. It's quite stiff to turn and that. I'll have to have a look in, see if there's any solutions for that. Yeah, that didn't work too well, did it? Any farmers watching? Just shows you that you don't want me driving your tractor. Overall though, I am finding loading it like this is working out quite a bit easier than doing it the other way. Apart from when that happens. Which always happens when I see that it seems to be a bit easier. Alright, we'll try this again. There we go. Chuck a strap over those. This one do something. Rather wish we had more options with the strapping points on these trailers. Like I said though, this one here, this Marshall trailer, which is in the mob hut, so everyone on the consoles can get it as well. Is a lot better. With the Flegel one, the standard in-game one, I found it does have some massive gaps. In fact, it'll basically do every second row, which is all very well if you're really good at doing this. I unfortunately am not very good at doing this, so I like to have the ability to strap every row. The Flegel one was every second row, so works out right if you're double strapping or if you're doing 2 layers. Works out perfect for that. But the trouble is, with the way I am with this, I have enough trouble getting the bottom layer on before I get up to the second layer. So normally by the time I get to the second layer, the bottom layer is pretty much fallen off anyway. I've been knocked off, which is rather annoying. Yes, I like to think we're improving a wee bit here. Sure, some people are going to say, man, he was pretty rubbish at this. Unfortunately, oh well. See if I can push that in a bit further. There we go. That should be a wee bit better. Yeah, still not great, but a wee bit better. Yeah, so anyone that thinks I'm pretty rubbish, sweet as. Already know I am. I do believe it could be a bit easier with a telehandler. Don't know how that makes any difference, to be perfectly honest, but one day we'll end up getting one. Naturally, of course, we're a long way off from getting up to that stage. I mean, we're down to $4,000 now, so we are going to have to start selling some stuff. Money is always going to be the bane of this game. Always going to be short on it. Now, of course, there's plenty of cheats and everything you can do if you want to get money. And I do actually believe there was a glitch which has been fixed. Well, fixed on the PC. The fix is coming for console. On the when it came to selling vehicles and that, you could sell a vehicle multiple times without actually having the vehicle. Which works out well for those that don't want to do the work, prefer to cheat. You know, of course the other ones are you go into the XML and your save game and change how much money you have and all that sort of jazz. There's plenty of ways to get around it for those that want the easy life. So if you're new to the series, I would recommend just starting out on easy. Like I see, the difficulty levels have changed quite a bit from 15 to 17. So if like the 15's easy mode is now no longer existent in this version. And in fact the normal in 15 is in fact the easy mode in 17. I don't know about you folks, but looking at the sky, it looks like we're going to get some rain. So mind you, looking at the weather forecast up in the top right corner there, it's just going to be a bit cloudy. A lot of people have been commenting that they've actually had bugger all in the way of weather. Since they started playing the game, they haven't had much in the way of rain and that. And admittedly, In my other game, I've only had the rain once. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not really a great thing either. Helps if I turn the wheel the right way. We'll just take the trailer down here, a bit closer to these other bales. There we go. No point in going halfway around the field. So looking at this, I reckon we're going to get just about a full trailer load out of here, even after we took those ones away. Still quite a few bales left, so we might come close. You never know. Which should hopefully give us a bit of income. I'll chuck this bale here on and we'll chuck another couple of bales on. And we'll see how plough's getting on. If he's doing alright, we'll chuck the other tractor in there with the cultivator. So I want the plough to get a wee bit ahead, because otherwise the cultivator does catch up quite quickly. He's able to work a lot quicker. I don't know if he'll get another one in there. Might have ended up with too much space. I'll try it and see. Before we do though, we'll jump out and we'll possibly not chuck a strap over, because it's going to miss it completely. This is the thing with the strapping, I find. And we'll just knock that bale off. As it doesn't line up very well when it comes to bales, which when they done it, I would have thought they would have made it so it did line up. I'll chuck that one there. And we'll try this again. Because the further through the trailer you get, the less likely the bales are going to line up to where the strap points are, which is a bit of a pain. So hopefully one day they'll make it so, you know, there's double the amount of strap points. bit ugly, but that's going to stay there. Strap him. There we go. Ugly as anything, but it's on there. So yes, hopefully they will improve on that. Even improve on the physics of the bales themselves would be good. Yeah, anyway, we'll check on this other tractor. He's just about finished, so we'll start cultivating. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit of a dreary day out there. Kind of matches what it's like outside at the moment anyway. Having a bit of weather issues here in New Zealand. Luckily where I live, it's nowhere near as bad as our capital, as Wellington. They've had it pretty rough with the weather. Got a fair bit of flooding and that going on apparently. I've got a few friends who live there, so I've heard they're alright, so that's alright. But also, of course, biggest thing here is the it's been the earthquake, which has been pretty rough for everyone involved. And it is going to be quite some time before any repairs, really, especially when it comes to the road network. She's pretty poked. Last article I read, okay, just fall off then. They didn't reckon they'll be able to reopen the road itself. In fact, there's a good chance they're just going to have to build a whole new road. As the damage is too significant. That is one ugly stick. That is a very ugly stick. Ooh, that is real ugly. I'm going to fix that. I don't like that at all. Whole load is pretty ugly, admittedly. I'll just be able to push this one across. Apparently not. Can in real life. And there we go, apparently it is an incredibly heavy bale, this. So yes, there you go. farming simulator physics for you. It's going to stay ugly. I can't be bothered mucking about with it. Nothing like a bale of straw being able to lift the back end of a tractor up. Never experienced it myself, but there you go. Gee, must be a pretty heavy bale. So yeah, anyway, the road at the top of the South Island, she is pretty poked. We'll jump back in the cab. So yes, things, especially freight wise and that, are going to be real slow. The farmers up that part of the country, they're going to have a real rough time. You know, one of the main issues being getting things like fuel through to them and the fertiliser and getting stock out and that. Dairy farmers getting the milk picked up. It's always going to be an issue because obviously the trucks can't get to them, so. But even more just the ones that are completely isolated, completely cut off. It's not really a good thing, not really a good position to be in. And find yourself another bale here, Summy. This one over here. You know, you do kind of feel for them. Well, you don't kind of, you do feel for them. And everything up there part of the country, or the tourism side of that, you know, it's all going to take a real big hit. A lot of businesses and families and that rely on it. To read like one of the big attractions just on the road itself is the seal colony. You could, as you're driving along, you could just stop and check it out. And they've had a fair bit of a hit. Yeah, I'm going to have to work on my loading skills here. As well as the in Kaikoura, the whale watch, because the seabed has risen quite considerably by the sounds of it, so they can't actually get out to do the whale watch, but as it is, no one can get in to do it anyway. So yes, a lot of people affected. A lot of families without homes and that. So hopefully they will get some sort of access into them. That's the trouble, you got to get supplies and that through to them as well. So all your food and your medical supplies and that's all trucked in, so they want to try and get the access to the people. Otherwise, you know, it could turn quite ugly. They are helicoptering it in at the moment, so that's something. But yes, they are. The rolling crews are out there, of course, contractors and that, trying to clear slips and all that. She has turned quite ugly. But it does end up making you feel quite pleased you live in the part that you do. But things will get there. So we just about got all these bales on. Just about. We'll go and sell them. Once we sold them, I'll see the plough is finished. Once we've sold them, we'll call that the episode. It's probably a bit lengthy, this episode. Simply because it takes me a long time to load some bales. Trying to get a bit of a depth of field going here, a bit of perspective of where I'm actually positioned. It's a bit of a challenge. What have we got left? 3, 4 bales left. So yes, you will be just about a full trailer load. Which isn't too bad. In real life this boat would end up falling apart because of the way it's been spiked. I've only just got it. But it's Farming Simulator. It's only so much realism. There we go. Ugly as sin. So feel free in the comments below to score me on my extremely rubbish loading skills. Give us a score out of 10. I'll see how low we can go. No doubt you'll try and get some negatives in there. But yes, she is a bit of a pathetic attempt. In all honesty, if that was on my truck, I wouldn't be going anywhere with it. But it turns out the straps in this game are absolutely fantastic and nothing will fall off. There we go. Don't know how well this is going to go. Oh well, they're on there. Right, run these over and sell them. So how many bales have we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 bales. So we actually got 28 bales out of that field, so that's pretty good going. Because we took those 4 bales up to the pigs, the pig area. So yeah, we haven't done too bad, 24 bales. Sell these, earn a wee bit of cash. Oh, cool. Try not to drive into the wall or the doorway. $246 each. So that's helped boost their income a wee bit. So we've earned just over $4,000 there as we drive into a tree. So yes, there we go, we made a wee bit of money with our bales. Took an awful long time to do it. Straps are still on the trailer, that's alright. So yes, we'll call that the episode. We got the cultivator working away there. Had that field ploughed. We'll be able to get the plough started on this next one. And we'll start seeding the other fields, so plenty to do. But until next time everyone, keep your bales straight and your stacks, unlike me, and happy farming.